guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to give you an update. So there are a few very exciting things that are going to be happening after Easter, and I wanted to let you guys know about them on here on YouTube as well as on my Instagram. So the first thing is that I am running some group online classes. I don't know why it's taken me so long to think that this is a good idea, because I love dancing with you guys, and at the moment lots of us are still dancing online. So sorry, plant. Yeah, so I was like, this is a great idea, and I'm so excited to get to know more of you. I'm really excited that we can work on technique, because I know that's something that some of you have said is sometimes a little bit hard to find within your area in adult ballet classes. So I'm excited to do that, but I'm also going to be giving us a little bit of space to like explore the movement for ourselves. So it's going to be a lot of technique focus, but also we're going to be working on details like the allongé, like the head, like the épaulement, different things, especially in the intermediate class. So I'm going to have an intermediate class, a beginner class, and a point class. Now for the point class, you need to have been dancing on point for at least 6 months consistently. Just that so that we can have everybody at a level where they're going to be able to really get something out of the class, and point is one of those things that you really need to be at quite a similar level. And then the beginners class is for anyone who's already been dancing ballet for probably around a year and who wants to start really kind of like pushing their technique and their strength and those other little details that I mentioned, and taking their dancing to the next level. And then the intermediate class, which again is the same kind of idea but a much higher level. So those are the 3 classes that I'm going to be offering. I'm going to leave the details and the timetable in the description box just because it's easier than me saying it now, so you can go down there and read all the details. If you're interested in joining one of the classes, please get in touch with me. I will leave also my email address in the description box, or if you are already connected with me on Instagram, then please just come and send me a DM and we can chat on Instagram. This is just so I can make sure that the class is going to be the right level for you, because I really want every single person who's coming to one of these classes to really feel the benefit from it, and that always happens when you're in the right level for you. They're 1 a week, so I'm thinking also, especially for more intermediate dancers or people who want to join the point class, that you're going to be dancing with someone else as well during the week. Maybe you've got in-person classes, or maybe there's another teacher that you're working with online. And I personally love this. I am not of the, I don't know if it's old school or what it is, but the idea that you should only train with one teacher. I personally have really enjoyed training with different teachers during different stages, and also sometimes different teachers at the same time. So like one day of the week I'll have one teacher and another day I'll have another teacher. I love working like that. Personally, I think you get different corrections, you get different insights, you get different suggestions, and then you can take what works for you from your different teachers. So that's why it's 1 a week with me, so hopefully you can continue working with your teacher already. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say about the group classes. I would love to dance with more of you. There are still a few places left in all of the 3 classes, but the maximum is 8. So we're not going to be going above that, just because I want to be able to see all of you. I want to be able to get to know your dancing and get to know you. So now the second thing I want to mention is my online workshop, all about motivation. So this is a free workshop, absolutely anyone can attend. It's going to be on Zoom on Saturday the 27th of March at 6 Central European time, so Madrid, Paris time. Again, I'll have all the times and details linked in the description box, so you can figure out what that time is in your time zone. And basically this workshop, I want to run it for free because the next thing I'm going to tell you about is my coaching program. And I'm really excited to start working with people much more on mindset and incorporating the whole mind-body connection and facilitating people's empowerment for using mindset into their life and into their dancing. But I realized that first of all, not everyone's going to be able to join the program because there is a limit, and secondly, not everybody's going to be able to afford the program because it is a 10-week program. We're going really in depth It's going to be quite an intense experience for those of us who are going to be working together, and I realise that not everyone's going to be able to, and I always want to be able to provide as much value to you guys as I possibly can. So that's why I'm running also a free workshop before the program actually begins. So it's going to be, as I said, on motivation. I'm going to be walking through 7 of the kind of fundamental motivators for human beings, and we're going to be identifying which ones are the ones that really work for you, and then how to incorporate them into your dancing and into your lifestyle, so that you can really start to live and dance with that sustainable energy, not the energy that goes super high and then you're really low and you're super tired and you need like a few days off and all those kinds of things. So these 7 motivating factors is something that when I learnt them and I realized what works for me, I was able to be much more consistent, and also, to be honest, just much more joyful through my adult ballet journey. And of course I also applied it into my life as well. So I hope that lots of you will join me for that motivation workshop. Again, all the details and also the link to register will be in the description box below. Also, anyone who can't attend the live workshop will be sent the recording of the workshop. So even if it doesn't work for you time zone wise, you can still sign up and you'll be sent a recording of the workshop. Okay, so finally we get to what could potentially be the most exciting of the 3 things that I'm talking about today, which is my online group program. So this is a coaching program for adult ballerinas. I apologize to anyone who is male because this particular workshop is not going to be for you. The reason for that is because I'm going to actually be talking about the female body in different parts of the workshop, so it's not going to be as specific to you. However, I would like to at some point run a group program that is for everybody, so apologies for that. But also, ladies, I'm very excited to be creating a container for us, which means that I can get a little bit more specific and we can talk about things which relate in a very personal way to you and to your body. So the title of the program is Living Ballet, Dancing Life, the Freedom, Energy and Courage to Dance Joyfully and Live Meaningfully. So this is going to be a 10-week live coaching course. We're going to be having 1 weekly live call, and again, those will be recorded, so if there's 1 week that you might miss, you'll still be able to get access to it. And basically what we're going to do in this program is we're going to use ballet as a mirror to our life. So there are certain things that we do and we discover in the dance studio, and sometimes those things just stay there and we don't take them back out into our daily lives. And then also on the flip side, there are some parts of ourselves that exist on the outside and we don't bring those into the dance studio. So this course is really about opening up all the possibilities of who we are inside and outside of the dance studio. And we're using ballet as a lens to really explore deeper what it means for us to be free, to be energized, and to be courageous. So everything that I'm going to be teaching in this program are things that I have personally experienced and transformations that I have personally made. So this course is not going to be for everyone because lots of people haven't been on a journey which is at all resembling of my own journey, but I know that there are other dancers who have been. I know that there are other dancers who struggle with the same things that I struggled with, and I know that some of the things that I have done might be catalysts for their transformation. So for me, it's so important that this course is not just theory. Everything that I teach and everything that I do, I only teach it and do it once I've personally embodied it. So these are not things that I've read about or I've studied or I've researched and they've kind of stayed there and then I'm going to pass on the information. These are all things that I have personally gone through the transformation journey and I'm on the other side of them. It doesn't mean that the journey stopped. In lots of these things, it's an ongoing process and I'm always going to be a woman in process. But the things that I have already embodied and the things that I have already managed to change, and the freedom that I have created in my life, the energy that I do live with now in a sustainable way, and the courage which I've been able to embody, which has allowed me to basically live life on my terms, are the things that I'm going to be going really deep on to help empower you to make the changes that you want in your life. So I'm not going to go into too much detail here because I don't want the video to be super long, but I am just going to walk you through the 10 weeks and what we're going to be working on each of the 10 weeks. So in week 1, we're going to be looking at ballet freedom and life on your terms. So actually, what does it mean to have freedom in ballet? What does it mean to find choices within the quite strict and ordered world of ballet? And then what does it actually mean to create a life on your terms? Then in the second week, we're going to be looking at optimum health your way, and you'll notice that in lots of these things it's all about your way, your decisions, your choices. This is not like an ABC and just follow it and you'll get to where I am, because why would you want to be where I am? I'm where I need to be. You need to be where you want to be. So all of the things that we're going to be going through are tools, mindset shifts, transformations that are going to allow you to get where you want to go. And optimum health is one of those, and it looks different for each one of us. So we'll be working through that in week 2. In week 3, we're going to be talking about reconnecting to your body and your inner wisdom. And this is something that I didn't even know was missing from my life until quite recently, to be honest. But the transformational power it's had to be able to tap into my own intuition, to be able to really look after my body in the way that I need to, that's the key to the energy part of this course, which we'll develop in later weeks. But in week 3, we're going to be really getting deep on how we reconnect to our body and the wisdom that our body holds, both in the dance studio and in life. In week 4, we're going to be talking about giving ourselves permission to dance. You know, I talk about dance not in the way of going through the movements of ballet and doing the exercises, but actually to start bringing part of ourselves into the movement. That's what I mean by dance in that context. And then we're also going to be looking at self-sabotage. And self-sabotage is something that is kind of like hush-hush in a way sometimes, I think. Because we have this idea that every single thing we do is because we want to do it and therefore it's the best thing for us. But let's be honest, guys. Sometimes we do things that we know in the long run are not going to be the best idea, but in that moment we still do it anyway. So we're going to be looking a little bit at some mindset shifts that can help us work through self-sabotage. So week 5 is integration week, and I just feel it's really important to have time to process. And in that week, I'm also going to be in our usual time when we would have the coaching sessions. I'm going to be doing group coaching. So that'll be a time that every single person who's in the program can actually come to me if they have any specific doubts or questions or things that they're working through and they just need a little bit of an outside perspective. And in that case, we can get a little bit more personal. So week 6 is all about using ballet as a mirror to your life. And I already spoke a little bit about that, but basically what we can learn from the personality that comes out of ourselves when we're in the dance studio is something very profound. And the way that we approach our dancing is quite often the way that we approach life. And it's an amazing mirror. Like, I've noticed in myself, the things that I notice that I do in ballet, or the way that I think about things in ballet, they apply to like pretty much everything. And so being able to identify those then allows us to start to unravel them and look at what's actually going on there. So week 7 is on presence and joy. And as I just said, in week 6, we're kind of starting to unravel some of the layers of our personality, of what's going on, of the way that we deal with things. Weeks 7, 8 and 9 are then about kind of rebuilding or recreating, not recreating, but creating in a new way, the version of ourselves that is much closer to who we actually are, rather than who we thought we needed to be either successful or accepted or liked or not rejected, etc, etc, etc. Week 8 is going to be on feeling enough and nurturing relationships. And of course, fundamentally, it's the relationship with ourselves that we need to nurture, but also how we can nurture the relationships of those around us. And then week 9 is coming home to yourself, purpose and pleasure. And this week is really the culmination of all of the other weeks and asking really the most fundamental of the fundamental questions, which is the why. Why are we here? Why are we dancing? Why are we on this earth? So that's obviously why it's the last the last but one session, because these are the big questions that we can ask ourselves now and maybe not come up with the answer. But hopefully throughout this process, you'll be a little bit closer to getting some of the answers. And then finally, week 10 is going to be implementation week, and then another group coaching session. So implementation, this is not just sitting down and being in community and listening to me talk, and definitely you're going to be participating as well. That's a big part of it. Understanding on a conceptual level all of these different aspects that I've just gone through. But another big part of the course is that every single week we're going to be having something actually to do that is going to activate what we talked about in that week. And so by the time we get to week 10, we're actually going to have 8, because there's not one in week 5, but we're going to have 8 little activations that we've been working on through the weeks, and we're then going to start to put those together in a bigger way and with one big action. That will become much clearer if you do the course by the time we're in week 9. So week 10 is really going to be for you to start implementing the things that you've learned, some of the changes that you want to make little by little, and I'm going to be there to support you. And then the final call that we do, again, I'll be able to offer very individual help or advice, whatever's needed, or encouragement, and that's how we're going to finish the course. So guys, if this sounds like something that you would be interested, I would be absolutely delighted to welcome you and work with you on this 10-week program. Again, I will have all the information linked below. It's going to run from mid-April to mid-June, but you'll find all of the specifics in the link below, along with the application. So there's just a little application process for this, because I want to make sure, again, that the people who are joining the program are really at the right stage of their journey and they're ready to actually experience some kind of transformation and implement some changes. And it's totally okay if you're not there yet. This isn't the right time for you to be doing this program. It's totally fine. We're all on our own journey. But if this does feel like it's the right time for you, if the things I'm saying are resonating and you're feeling curiosity, then probably it's the right time for you. But there will just be a very short application process just to make sure that it's going to be a great match for you. So guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of this very long video. I hope you're all doing really well. I hope to be dancing with a few of you very soon, and I hope to see a few of you also in my program. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate your support, your comments, the people who actually take the leap to work with me. Sending you all lots of love, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!